Well, good morning and welcome. My name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK, and we like to come on our morning and have a bit of a craft. So since lockdown, sort of end of March time, I have been coming on near enough every weekday morning. There was a couple of occasions when that didn't happen for one reason or another, but generally that's what I've been doing. This is my last week of coming on absolutely every morning. From next week I shall be doing Monday morning and Friday morning as a definite. I will be creating a video for you that will go live on Wednesday morning. So there will be 3 inputs coming up onto the Facebook page throughout the week. I might do some starter stuff as well, some stamping starter stuff as well. So there'll be input, but it won't be that at 9 o'clock every morning I'm going to be here, because I do need to find some time to do some other things to concentrate on the classes and things that I'm putting out. So we're enjoying the last week of our morning get-togethers. As I say, from next week it'll just be Monday and Friday will be the Facebook lives, and there'll be other things coming up throughout the week. What I've got in front of me was the things that we made yesterday for those of you that joined with us on our bingo. So we had our bingo session, and these were the little projects that we made. So we had a little card, an inspire card with the dandelions. We had a little gift bag with the bird on, and we had a big jumbo paper clip that you can give away to a friend, use as a bookmark, or keep your papers together over the corner of a scrapbook page, whatever you like. So those are the things that we made yesterday during our bingo, which are always good fun. So we have 3 games of bingo and 3 different crafty projects, and it was really lovely. And I was reflecting to somebody yesterday that the face-to-face bingos were always great fun, but the real joy about doing the online versions is that we get people joining that wouldn't be able to come, that it would be too far to travel to come in just for an evening session. And we had our 2 lovely ladies joining us from Belfast yesterday. It was just fabulous to be joined, a whole community. There were 17 of us on the bingo night last night, so it's really lovely. It's lovely to feel this sense of we're gathering from all the corners of the UK to have a lovely evening together. So good fun. So yesterday was very definitely a sprint, not a walk in the park. So I am feeling today as if somebody's let the air out of the tyres. Yeah, it was a very full-on day yesterday, but a great fun day. Lots achieved, got lots done yesterday. So a slightly slower pace, I think, today. So I have my cup of tea. We have our ducky mug, if anybody's interested, for our tea this morning. And I thought we'd have a little look at this cute fruit stamp set. You can tell it's pristine. Look, it's not come out of its wrapper yet, so I've not had to play with it at all, but it is really, really rather sweet. And you'll find it in the beginner brochure. Is it one of the ones that's also in the annual brochure? I know they put in some of the beginner sets, but I don't think that this was one of them. No, so in the annual catalogue you've got some for new stampers. Excuse me, but this wasn't one of them. This is one that you find in the little beginner brochure, which is just here. So make beautiful things, we'll show you how. And if we flick the pages, here it is, the cute fruit cards and tags. And in this brochure you've got the stamp set. They do give you a bundle of things that you can buy together, which will get you started, which includes the stamp set, a little clear block, and they suggest clear block D, which is not that one, which appears to be missing. It'll be around somewhere. Oh, here it is, look. My blocks need a really good clean. So clear block D, Whisper White cardstock, and then the classic Stampin' Spots assortment. Now I do happen to have one of those just here that I'm not going to unwrap because it did happen to be a prize in the bingo yesterday. So this is what the little packs of Stampin' Spots look like when they come, and you can see you've got a basic grey, which is really useful because that means that you can use that to do your greetings if you want to, or to give you a solid outline. It's not quite black, but it's sort of quite a nice solid image. And you've got Coastal Cabana, Real Red, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Gorgeous Grape, Flirty Flamingo, and Shaded Spruce. So it's a really nice little collection of colours in just those little ink pads, and that's all they are. They're just mini ink pads. Now I'm going to grab from my shelf those same colours. So Real Red, Shaded Spruce, Granny Apple Green, Basic Grey, Flirty Flamingo, Gorgeous Grape, Coastal Cabana, I think that's it. So mine are obviously big ones. Real Red, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Basic Grey, Granny Apple Green, Gorgeous Grape, Flirty Flamingo, and Shaded Spruce. So I'm not going to open up the bingo prize. It's okay. I'm going to put the label back on so I know who I'm sending it to, and that can go back on my pile ready to be distributed out. The prizes for our bingo are always new Stampin' Up products, so that's always good fun. So yeah, so this is a really lovely bundle that will, you know, for somebody that hasn't got anything, will get them started. They can literally take this little bundle of products here, and they've got loads of cardstock, they've got a block, they've got ink, they've got stamps, and they've got lots of suggestions of things that you can do with them. So let's put that to one side for now, and let's have a little decide what we're going to do with them. So what have we got? We've got some greetings. You're one in a melon, wishing you a slice of happiness. I couldn't ask for a sweeter friend. And then you've got this banana here, and this obviously is the stalk on the banana. You've got your pineapple with your pineapple stalk that you could just use as a plant. It doesn't have to be a pineapple. You've got your watermelon here, although you could colour it a different colour. It doesn't have to be a watermelon, it could be a different sort of melon, obviously. And your rind. You've got these little circles here that you could just literally use and put your faces in for emoji type things, or you've got these bits here that you can add in, and one just here. So it just depends what colour you stamp in. That could be it could be a pink grapefruit, it could be an orange, it could be a lime, kiwi fruit. So lots of ideas for things that you can do. You've got a little smile, and as I say, you've got these lovely little faces that you can either add to your fruit if you want a smiley banana, or you can use to make little faces. So let's have a think, and I'm going to grab some note cards. Let's have some note cards and envelopes, and we'll perhaps do a couple, 2 or 3, perhaps, see how we go. So obviously designed with simple stamping in mind, but it certainly doesn't have to be simple stamping. You can make it as complicated as you like. Right, so I'm going to take a little note card just there. Now the note cards, I know from the top of my head, measure 3.5 inches. So sorry it's inches, but that's what they come in, 3.5 inches by 5. So let's have a little look. If we were to do it's approximately 9 by 12.7. Let me just have a little look who's saying hello before we carry on. So we've got Emma, we've got Hannah, we've got Emily, we've got Div, we've got Beryl, we've got Jane, we've got Caroline. Morning, Caroline. Hi, Jane. Yeah, can't join. I was just thinking late last night, as I do, my head buzzing. Would there be any way we could do like an international bingo? But I think the thing is, sort of joining up with some demonstrators in other countries, and we could all provide the kits, but coming together to play the game or whatever. But I think it's about timing. It would be about finding the right time. Somebody would have to be up at 6 in the morning or something. So who wants to be up at 6 in the morning playing bingo? So yeah, there was Caroline and Caroline's friend Nicola, who she didn't know was joining in the bingo. That was really lovely. It's Betty. Hi, Betty. You're Victoria, Australia. How lovely. I believe, have family out that way, but we have lost contact with them. I really should try and see if there's a way I could reach out and find them again. I'm just having a rifle through, see if I can find a piece of Whisper White card. I think I'm going to we'll have to dig in and find a new bit. I think one of my jobs for today is sorting out my oddments of card. They are now taking over the world and they need organising. So we know that this is, say, 3 1/4 by 5. So I'm going to cut a little piece of Whisper White that is just 3 by 4.5, because I think I'm probably going to put a mat underneath it. Morning, Lisa. So that is just going to be our little mat to sit on the top there. And having thought just now that I'm going to use, that you could use that as a plant, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the top of the pineapple and take my piercing mat. Let's just lift our card base up for now. And I think we'll go shaded spruce. One of the things I'm thinking I'm going to do, or one of the things I have planned to do, is to use this idea that we've got this little pack of Stampin Spots as a basis for a class for people that perhaps haven't got lots of things at home. So the idea would be that they might need to invest initially in a little pack of Stampin Spots and a block, and they'll want some adhesive of some sort. But once they've got those colours, I am then going to run a series of classes called A Spot of Crafting, and the idea will be that each month you'll get a little stamp set, and the first month is going to be this little stamp set. Those are cute, aren't they? So you'll get a little stamp set, you'll get enough cards to make 3 little projects. And I'm going to send that out with some instructions. And then you'll also have an invite to a Zoom session. So you can come on and make your cards and be social with other people if you want to. It's a nice little crafty fun. Or you can choose just to do them in your own time. It's entirely up to you. But as a way of sort of, I have quite a few people that used to come through my classes that I went around delivering that perhaps didn't have lots of stuff at home but enjoyed their monthly craft session, and it's about how did I keep that going. Going to take, no idea how this is going to work out. We are, as always, playing on the hoof. Yeah, so it was about how do I keep that going. Let's pick up the right ink pad. That's a Mango Melody. I want a Daffodil Delight. And give them still the opportunity, without having to buy loads and loads and loads of equipment, of still being able to craft. And then the following month I'll just issue another stamp set, but I'll still use these same colours. So I will just keep that going. Hence the spot of crafting, because once you've got your spots, that's what you're going to be able to use to do your crafting. Right, now I've used that, what is sort of essentially the middle of a kiwi, and I've now got the stalk of the banana. That's rather fun, isn't it? Let's do that. Let's do that again. Put ink all around the edge of that. Let's move that out of the way. Let's do perhaps 2 more of those. We'll have one here and one there. And let's bring in our banana stalk. And that's got not quite, petals not quite so close together. They're rather fun. Right, just take the ink off of that. I think I'm going to take the word smile and I'm going to go back to Shaded Spruce. Morning, Jackie. And I'm going to use the word smile as the stem on the flower. Now this one What we need to do with that one is just take, oh, they're under here, because I've got a whole pile of post-it notes somewhere. Where are they? Let's take a post-it note and do that, and then we can bring the second one down there. There. Who knew that we were going to be able to build? It's obviously got a leaf on the bottom there that hasn't got a flower in, but that's okay. That one hasn't bloomed yet. Then I'm going to take another little bit of Whisper White card. And this greeting actually says, wishing you a slice of happiness. We've got no slices on there. Let's go back to our flirty flamingo. And let's stamp that. Wouldn't matter whether it's upside down, but it's probably slightly better to have it the right way round. And let's have wishing you happiness. So let's bring those up with some little dimensionals. Some mini dimensionals on the back of there. Wishing you happiness. Now, shall we have rifling around amongst my oddments of card here? Not sure whether I've got a bit that's quite big enough. Ooh, that one might be. It didn't look like it was, but that was very deceiving. Let's cut that. So obviously this one we want to be 4 3/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. That'll give us 1/4 of an inch bigger each side. A little card on the top. Stick those together. We'll put that on our card base. So that's really quite a clean and simple little card. And the sort of project that we could do in this little class, because I would send all the cardstock and things that people needed in their kit, along with their stamp set. And as long as they've got those colours, they're going to be able to complete the class. Let me just get rid of that. There's one. Morning, Karen. Little fun class created using the cute fruit set. Let's bring that back in. And what that was, it just fell on the floor. I'll just tuck these back in here so that we don't lose them. There's our smile. There's the centre of the kiwi come centre of our flower. There's that greeting. And we've just got our what have I done with my little top of my pineapple? It's somewhere safe. We'll find it in a minute and pop it back in. Okay, so one little card. Let's have another little look at our set and decide what we're going to do next. Might be quite nice to stick with the idea of fruit and do something fruity. So let's get another little note card. And lets me have a serious hunt for what I've done with the top of my pineapple. Can't be that far away, can it? We only just had it. Not there. There it is. There's the top of my pineapple. Okay. So I'm going to cut another little piece of Whisper White card. And yep, I think we'll go again with 3 inches by 4.5 as our absolutely. I think designing cards is that's one of the things that takes you the longest, isn't it? Deciding what you're going to do. What shall we do? But those sorts of things also, you know, when you've been doing it a very long time, you're drawing on past experiences and things you've done in the past as well, aren't you? So it's not just that these things are coming out of thin air from nowhere. It's you're sort of remembering things you've done in the past and adapting them. And I'm cracking open my lovely all over post-it notes that Emma sent me, so thank you, Emma. These are full stick post-it notes. I talked about these one morning and saying that I needed to get some. I hadn't got any, and lo and behold, I had some arrive only a couple of hours later with Amazon. It was amazing. So they are, as I say, full stick. This bottom bit here isn't sticky, but apart from that, the whole thing is sticky, which makes them really great when you're doing masking. Right, what shall we have on our card? I think we want a pineapple, but that's going to need to be in the background, so we don't need to stamp that first, because obviously when we're doing masking, remember we go with, I think we're going to come this way because that's quite tall, isn't it? So if we've got a pineapple, we're going to have a watermelon on there. That might be quite good to have in the front. We're just laying down our stamps and thinking about it. So we could have a watermelon in the front. We could have our pineapple. We could have a banana. Coming round. Oh. And then actually I think we could have a lemon and perhaps a slice of lemon and 2 halves of kiwi on the front there. So now if we're thinking that that's perhaps how we're going to lay that up, we then have to think, what is it that we want to be right in the forefront? And the answer to that is the kiwi and the lemon. So those are the things that we are going to stamp first. Morning, Glenda. Then we're going to want to do our watermelon. So that's going to come next. And then our pineapple and our bananas in the background we're going to do last. So you have to work sort of almost back to front. What you want to be on the front is the thing that you stamp first. So we're going to need to do quite a bit of masking for this. I might bring my chair along. So we're playing with cute fruit this morning, Glenda. We've done one little card. We're now coming on to some others. So, and we're just using, the only colours I've got out are the colours that you get in the little Stampin Spot collection. So although I haven't yet got the little Stampin Spot collection, I have obviously got all the colours that you get in that little Stampin Spot collection. So right, Granny Apple Green, I think, for our kiwi. I think we'll go, yeah, I think we'll go Granny Apple Green, and we'll have 1 and 2. And let's pop that on there. Let's bring in the outside bit of the kiwi, and I think perhaps we'll bring in shaded spruce for that. But I think I'm going to stamp it off so that it's not quite such a solid colour. Let's put those a bit too close together. So we've got a couple of bits of kiwi. Then let's bring in the lemon. So I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do the outer bit first for this one. So let's find our Daffodil Delight. I'm going to go solid Daffodil Delight on the outside. I should have done this one first to line it up, but that just about fits in there. That was far more luck than judgment, wasn't it? And then with the inside of my lemon, I'm going to stamp that off. So I'm going to do it in Daffodil Delight again. I'm going to stamp it off just so that it's not quite so solid a colour. And there's our little slice of lemon. So now what we're going to need to do is, let's take these 2 circles and our little post-it note, and it won't matter what colour. Let's just stamp those on there and cut those out. In fact, I could do with, I want another little circle. That's it. So we're just going to cut these out as our masks. Now obviously once I've stamped these and cut these out, I'm not just going to put them in the bin. I'm going to put them in my stamp case so that if I need them again, I will be able to use them again and keep using them till such a time as they completely fall apart and disintegrate, when I will then stamp another one. Now, we were talking about just geometric shapes the other day. These would be quite fun just to make a pattern of overlapping circles, wouldn't they, with the 2 sizes. All goes quiet as I'm cutting out. There we go, there's the larger one. I'm going to hang on to that because we're going to want that again in a minute, because now what we want is our next layer back. So that's going to be our watermelon. So let's get a stamp for that, and I think our watermelon rind we're going to want to be in shaded spruce. So I think we'll have that sitting about there. It's like a big smile, isn't it? And then we've got our inside of our watermelon. So I think we want that to be red. And we're going to grab our real red for that one. We'll line that up in the middle of our a little bit there. I should have practice stamped that first, because that was the first time of using that stamp. Let's just put a little bit more ink on where that white spot was. It's still going to be slightly faded, but that's okay. Just give that a wipe. So now obviously we're going to need to, in fact I shouldn't have wiped that, because we're going to need to make a mask for our watermelon. So we're going to obviously need both bits, and again it doesn't really matter, just as long as we have the basic outline. It doesn't have to be a perfectly stamped image, we just need enough to get the shape. We'll lay that over the top of there. Just give my stamps a wipe. And And then we're going to come in with our pineapple and our banana. Have a banana. Right. So, pineapple. Obviously we're going to want yellow on there. But I'm thinking I'm just going to grab a couple of little bits of sponge, Granny Apple Green and Flirty Flamingo. Now obviously if I wanted to do something like this in a class, I'd just pop a couple of little bits of sponge in with the class. So let's just add in a little bit of Granny Apple Green on there, and let's also add in a little bit of Flirty Flamingo. Oh, it's raining. So let's see what that comes out like. We're going to have our pineapple. Let's have it peeping out the side of the watermelon there. Oh yes, that's quite nice pineapple-y sorts of colours, isn't it? With that yellow and a bit of pink and a bit of it all going on just there. Obviously we can come in with our top now, which we want the shaded spruce for. And then we need our banana. So again, Daffodil Delight. Needs to go that way, I think. And about like that. Do do do. Last but by no means least, we need that little top of the banana. Where has that gone? Is it sticking to the bottom of something? Ooh. The top of our banana has gone walkabout. So what I will do is I will add that in when it reappears. It is very tiny, and if I've laid it down and put a block on top of it and it's picked it up, it might take me a minute or two to relocate that. But if we relocate it in a minute, that's fine, because we can add that back in without too much disruption to everything else. We're going to be able to take our masks off without removing that. So let's have a look what happens when we take off these masks. So here comes our watermelon. Here comes our lemon. Oh, just going to, sorry a minute, just moving things out the way. Come on then, you're coming in out of the rain. The dog's wandering in out of the rain. He's like, excuse me, I was in the garden and I was quite comfortable, and now it's started to rain on me and I'm coming in the dry. And let's just lift the edges of our kiwi fruit up. 1 and 2. So there we have a nice little fruit bowl. Now our pineapple has missed a little bit in there, but we'll perhaps be able to add something in there to I needed perhaps to give that an extra special little squidge around that edge just to make sure that it had contact. But we will sort that out in a minute. Okay, let's have a little look what greeting we're going to add in with that one. I couldn't ask for a sweeter friend. How's that? That coming in at the top here. And perhaps we'll have that in red. I will put a top on my banana when it comes to life. And are we thinking a bit of real red with that one? So it needs to be 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Just like that. Here's a little card base for that to go on. And I might go mad and just add in a little bit of bling. There we have 2 fun little cards. Let's see if we can whiz a third one. I've actually cut a strip of card here that is 2 by 4 3/4, so it's just slightly smaller than the note card, but a little bit narrower. And let's clean these up. Now let's see, we haven't used any purple. And we haven't used any Coastal Cabana. So let's do something with those. I'm going to take my card base to start with, and I've got this big circle and the smaller circle. I'm just going to randomly stamp some circles over my card base. Ooh, blob. Let's see if we can pick that blob up. Yes, we can. Like that. Then I'm going to take the smaller circle and we'll add some of those in, overlapping these ones. What's that? That's rather funky, isn't it? Try that off. Now, I don't know whether this is going to go this way or that way. We'll see. I'm going to actually trim this down a little bit more so that it's 4.5. That's 4.5 by 2. Then I can put a kind of panel behind it, and I think I'm going to go Coastal Cabana. Might just be long enough actually. Let's have a look. It is. So let's cut that 4 3/4 by 2 1/4. And that's going to be able to sit on the front. So what shall we have on our front piece? Oh, we're having a everything going walkabouts morning. That's it. So let's take our piece of card like this, and let's take this bit just here. And I'm going to take the gorgeous grape and then I'm going to take the little kiwi centre. I'm going to take the 2 little circles, could do with something in the middle of those. So let's come back in with that kiwi. Let me just clean that off. Smile, 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 smile. Pop these backs off here. Yeah, we'll go central, I think. Just like that. There we go. One simple stamp set. A basic range of colours. A few little note cards and envelopes. And we've made some fun cards. Who knew that a little set full of fruit and funny faces, we've not even used the funny faces, could transform itself into fun little cards. So that was quite fun. A nice relaxing start to the morning, playing about with shape and colour once more. So thank you for coming and joining me this morning. And we will be back tomorrow. Is Thursday, so we will be back tomorrow to play some more. So do join us then.